Howdy, folks. How are you today? This is Alan, and today's news I got for you right here is CDC still edits their mRNA facts page. It's not very long here.
The CDC has just been caught stealthily editing details regarding the mRNA COVID vaccine. Specifically, over on their website, on a page titled Understanding mRNA COVID Vaccines, as you can see, the CDC claims that this page was last updated on July 15th of this year. However, that is just not true, because when we look at an archived version of that page that was captured on July 22nd, it included the following statement, quote, "The mRNA and the spike protein do not last long in the body. Our cells break down mRNA from these vaccines and get rid of it within a few days after vaccination." However, on the very next day, on July 23rd, those statements were gone, meaning that despite the page officially claiming to have last been updated on July 15th, there were actual changes made on July 23rd, wherein the CDC removed any mention of either the mRNA or the spike proteins not lasting long in the body. Now, we did get a hold of a CDC spokesman who confirmed that these changes were made, but he did not explain why they were made in secret and why the date of last update was never changed.
Okay, this is from Facts Matter with Roman Bamakov, something like that. Anyway, before you know it, you're gonna hear all kinds of stuff the truth coming out now about the COVID, about Biden and Hunter Biden, and it's all coming out little by little. Okay, here's something for you: the United States Constitution Amendments, Bill of Rights, from F.acebook. Bigwigs. I'm not playing the whole thing. It's over an hour long.
The Constitution of the United States of America, September 17, 1787.
Preamble. We, the people of the United States, in order to form a more perfect union, establish justice, ensure domestic tranquility, provide for the common defense, promote the general welfare, and secure the blessings of liberty to ourselves and our posterity, do ordain and establish this Constitution for the United States of America. Article 1. Section 1. All legislative powers herein granted shall be vested in a Congress of the United States, which shall consist of a Senate and House of Representatives.
Okay, I'm gonna stop it here. It's an hour and 6 minutes long, and I have a link in the description if you want to hear the whole thing. And maybe I can make a MP3 for it, maybe, for you guys and gals. Anyway, we all should send this to Joe Biden, actually. Then be bombarded with these. Knowing your amendment, especially 1 to 4, it might help you get out of trouble too. Okay, here's one here. You didn't show it. Josh Hawley sends shockwave to Facebook witness after Hunter case cover-up.
Facebook. I was there 2009 through November 2020.
November 2020. Was it normal in the time that you were at Facebook for executives or team members at Facebook, not even have to be executives, to coordinate closely with the United States government?
I'm not aware of that.
You were never in any such meetings?
No.
You never had any contact with U.S. government employees in your time at Facebook?
Not that I can recall.
Would you be surprised to know that on July 16th, 2021, an employee at Facebook wrote to the Department of Health and Human Services saying, "I know our teams met today to better understand the scope of what the White House expects from us on the misinformation going forward. On July 23rd, 2021, Facebook employee thanked HHS for taking the time to meet earlier today. Wanted to make sure you saw the steps we just took this past week to adjust policies and what we are removing with respect to misinformation. That included, I'm quoting, increasing the strength of our demotions for COVID and vaccine-related content. On April 16th, 2021, Rob Flaherty at the White House circulated a Zoom meeting invitation stating White House staff will be briefed on vaccine misinfo. On April 7th, 2021, a Facebook employee thanked the CDC for responding to misinformation queries. We'll get moving now to be able to remove all but that one claim as soon as the announcement and authorization happens. On July 28th, 2022, that's this year, Facebook employee reached out to CDC about doing a monthly misinfo/debunking meeting. CDC responded, yes, we would love to do that. On May 11th, 2021, Facebook employees organized a Be on the Lookout meeting with CDC officials. On July 20th, 2021, Clark Humphrey at the White House emailed Dave Sumner and others at Facebook asking any way we can get this pulled down and cited an Instagram account. Within 46 seconds, Facebook replied, quote, yep, we are on it, end quote, and down the account went. Is that normal? Is that normal in your time at Facebook?
I don't have experience around that.
So you have no knowledge of anything like this. Nothing like this ever happened, and then presto, it started happening just suddenly in 2020 as soon as you left.
I didn't have personal experience of that, or I didn't hear.
And you don't know anything about it at all? You've never heard of anything like this happening ever?
I don't.
That's remarkable. I thought that you were the former vice president of partnerships, product marketing, partner engineering, marketing, strategic operations, and analytics at Facebook.
It's true.
And none of this ever happened. Why did it start happening, do you think, as soon as you left? What do you think drove this kind of collaboration where you have Facebook becoming an arm of the United States government, more specifically the White House, to censor private information, personal speech at the behest of government officials?
So it's hard for me to comment on the specific context of the content we're talking about, whether it was public content or whether it was personal content. I do know that from what I've read, and probably the same document.
Jump ahead here.
Mechanisms, how the content ultimately spreads from platform to platform, so that I believe consumers, and I'll say not just the individual, we have small businesses, hospitals, schools, everyone are on these platforms in some form or fashion. So when we say consumer, we can go from the individual right up to our full national security, that we understand better the algorithms that amplify the content and how these things reach their feed. And so some social media platforms, for example, they have standards in place for removing content that promotes Holocaust denial or distortion. They're often inconsistent with implementing the policies, but the content flourishes. So I'm going to kind of cut right to the chase. And so, Mr. Redder and then Mr. Boland, is there a difference now in how predictive user engagement algorithms behave for harmful, illegal, or extremist content versus other content? And how might we modify or regulate an otherwise agnostic algorithm? It's math. It's agnostic, to your point, an agnostic algorithm to identify illegal.
Okay, I'm going to stop it here. You know, I think craps are going to hit Facebook now and Instagram. Yeah, heads are going to roll. Anyway, all this will be in my description box if you want to watch the whole thing. This is only 11 minutes, 56 seconds long. And this is from Niji's Needle Lace. I don't think I'm saying that right, but. Okay, here's one here. Watch Ted Cruz gets up and destroy Biden. At the ridiculous voting proposal, BEGS SCOTUS. Whoever. This is from Niji's Needle Lace also.
Unfortunately, I understand why Democrats in this body support it. I think there are three reasons Democrats in this body support it. Number one, this bill is all about Donald J. Trump. And nobody in our lifetimes has driven Democrats in this body more out of their mind than President Trump. We know that Democrats aren't opposed to objecting to elections and presidential electors. We know that because Democrats objected in 1969, And then they objected again in 2001. Then they objected again in 2005. And then they objected again in 2017. So Democrats have a long history of going up and objecting to electors. And by the way, in two of those times, 1969 and 2005, it wasn't just a Democrat House member that objected. A Democrat senator joined in that objection and triggered the debate and vote. We also know the brazen hypocrisy that the Democratic rage at Trump has produced, where we have a kangaroo circus of a January 6th committee literally chaired by a House Democrat who made one of those objections, insisting that it is now utterly unimaginable to object to a presidential election and to the outcomes thereof.
Yeah, kangaroo circus. That reminded me when I was younger, I went to this one court for a speeding ticket. And everybody that walked in, the judge had a warrant for everybody's arrest because everybody had one time to be there. The judge had another time. And I stood up. I said, "This is nothing but a kangaroo court." He didn't like that too much. Let me jump ahead here.
Does is decreases the ability of Congress to address instances of fraud when it occurs, and I believe Congress has a responsibility to do that. I would note that in the election of 1876, when there were serious allegations of voter fraud, Congress did not throw its hands in the air and say there's nothing we can do about it. No, Congress appointed what it called an election commission that consisted of 5 senators, 5 House members, 5 Supreme Court justices that examined the facts and evidence of voter fraud and made a determination. That incident became the predicate for what is now the Electoral Count Act. That was responding responsibly. What this bill is trying to do is take Congress out of the business of trying to correct fraud. Now, as I said, I understand why Democrats are supporting this bill. What I don't understand is why Republicans are. In the House version, Lofgren-Cheney, it did ostensibly get 9 Republican votes, all from Republicans who are either not running for re-election or who were beaten in their primaries. In other words, not a single Republican who actually is going before the voters is willing to support it. I don't believe senators from this side of the aisle should be supporting a bill that enhances the federalization of elections and reduces the ability of Congress to respond to the very serious problem of voter fraud. I think this bill does that, and so I intend to oppose it.
Right. Next up, Senator King. Thank you.
Thank you, Madam Chair. I would just point out that this bill is not a bill that comes out of the blue, but is in fact a modification of a 150-year-old law that's already been on the books. It's not a new effort of Congress to intrude into the electoral process. It's merely intended to clarify a law which virtually everyone that's discussed it over the past 25 years has agreed is archaic and confusing. And it doesn't take Congress out of the business of, it doesn't eliminate Congress's ability to look at any aspect of elections. It just says 1 or 2 people can't do it. It has to be a broader basis for objection. What to do with this statute is to clarify and restore the trust of the American people. And my suggestion is simply to add the phrase assigned on a random basis in order to prevent forum shopping by either party. It's impossible to predict, as the Republican leader pointed out. Democrats in the past have gone through this process of objecting, 1 or 2 objections here or there, and as the senator from Texas points out, a Democratic senator joined so that we had this process. So I think that assigned on a random basis rather than a kind of opportunity for forum shopping would again be a technical change, but which would increase the public confidence in the result.
Okay, I'm going to stop it here. You can listen to more of it. This link will be in my description. Okay, this will be the last one I'm going to be playing. It says here, Elon Musk, go scorch earth. Biden trailer corruption exposed. Trump was right.
Oh, why is that? He is a criminal. He's a criminal. He got caught. Read his laptop. And you know who's a criminal? You're a criminal. for not reporting it. You are a criminal for not reporting it. Let me tell you something. Joe Biden is a criminal, and he's been a criminal for a long time, and you're a criminal in the media for not reporting it. Good luck, everybody. Have a good day.
Ladies and gentlemen, the party is just getting started. Donald Trump proven right once again, thanks to Elon Musk, and I don't think we can properly put into words how big this has been with this entire Hunter Biden story and the suppression by Twitter and the weaponization of Twitter. I was live on Friday Night Tights when this was going down, when all of this was being revealed. I'm going to make more follow-up videos. This is going to be a quick recap of some of the things because I'm still doing my research to find out just how crazy this was. A lot of this is stuff that we already knew was going on. A lot of this is stuff that was confirmed, at least from our perspectives, and it was stuff that if you have a comment.
Okay, this is from D-Day Cobra. And one day ago it says there, today's Sunday, so you're going to hear this Monday morning. So it'll be 2 days ago. It says here, what really happened to the Hunter Biden story? Suppression by Twitter will be published on Twitter at 5 p.m. Eastern Time. And that must have been a tweet, 2:39 p.m. December 2nd.
Since you knew that it was happening, but now to see it put in writing, when you're seeing the evidence right there, you cannot dispute it anymore. And Elon Musk is opening up the doors. Here we have Drew Hernandez. The feds were in Twitter directing them to accounts to review and ban confirmed. This is a violation of the First Amendment and a treason against the American people. Elon Musk is exposing the hell out of the old Twitter regime tonight.
See, that's why I said it's good to know all your amendments, especially 1 to 4, in case you need them to protect yourself. And everything's going to crap now.
Right, and there was a right here. So Tucker covered it
on that promise. Twitter shared a trove of internal documents with Matt Taibbi of Substack. Those documents are coming out again as we speak, and what they prove so far is very serious. Those documents show a systemic violation of the First Amendment, the largest example of that in modern history. These documents show that, among other things, political officials in the Democratic National Committee were directing censorship at Twitter ahead of the 2020 election. One Twitter official wrote on October 24th, 2020, that he had received, quote, an additional report from the DNC. So the DNC was telling Twitter what to pull off the site, and Twitter was complying. Next morning, to prove it, a Twitter official confirmed the post had been deleted. I grabbed the first one, that Twitter employee wrote. Twitter is also following instructions directly from the Biden campaign in the final days of the presidential campaign. One of the documents proves that officials on the Biden team routinely directed Twitter to remove posts that reflected poorly on Joe Biden. Quote, more to review from the Biden team, read one internal email from a Twitter employee just days before the 2020 election. That email included a list of several Twitter accounts that had criticized Joe Biden. The reply, quote, handled. We just checked. Now, those accounts remain suspended today. So Twitter was permanently censoring users at the request of the DNC and the Biden campaign. That is new. Many suspected it. Now it has been absolutely confirmed by internal documents.
We all knew this was going on, too. Jack Posobiec put this tweet up that I was having to pull up while that was playing right there.
Yeah, we actually did know what was going on. Hitler, Biden, he's going to be in trouble. Watch.
We are witnessing the biggest story in modern presidential election history. Jack Posobiec has a lot of stuff over here. And yeah, the 2020 election was handled. Preserve your records, Twittergate. This is wild, man. And I think that there's a tweet from Benny Johnson that really sums this up right here. Elon Musk is the bravest person currently living in America. This is what he's doing is crazy. It's absolutely crazy. I'm not going to read that, but I'll let you guys read it. And that kind of speaks volume.
I am glad Elon Musk is getting the ball going here. Speaking his mind. See, it says here is with great sadness that I heard from Elon Musk's suicide this evening. He was an innovator and will always be remembered, Rip, my friend. This is from Hillary Clinton. Of course you would say something like that. The wicked west of the east, or is that the west?
Right there. There was a bit of a delay when Elon was getting all of this together before the announcement happened. Now we remember this. Remember this from Jen Psaki. Hunter Biden's story is Russian disinfo. Dozens of former intel officials say. Oh yeah, of course. And we all remember those stories. Here's the former head of the Twitter safety team, Yoel Roth. Public posting the names and identities of frontline employees involved with content moderation puts them in harm's way and is a fundamentally unacceptable thing to do. You guys are pathetic. You did this. You guys created this left-wing echo chamber. You guys created all of this. And now you're...
Okay, we're a little more than halfway on this thing here. You can hear the rest of it. The description will be, the link will be in my description box. And that's all I got for you today, folks. And hope you enjoy. Like, subscribe, make comments. See you tomorrow.